Welcome to the OWS DMP Integration Overview. Today we will discuss how OpenEye Web Services integrate with DMP monitoring products and demonstrate some of the unique and exciting solutions this integration brings to your customers. We will review how easy it is to add a DMP panel to an OpenEye recorder and configure actionable alerts in the cloud that can be pushed to users, mobile devices, and central stations. These alerts bring operational intelligence to your customers and their end users by providing proof-positive video verification. Let's review the objectives for today's overview. We will start with a brief architecture overview. Then we will discuss the key benefits of the integration. We will then configure the DMP panel to send events to the OpenEye recorder. After configuring the panel to send events, we will add the DMP panel to the OpenEye recorder. Once the panel is added, we will configure OWS alert rules to receive DMP panel events from the recorder to generate alerts. And finally, we will round things out by playing and exporting video associated with DMP events. With our objectives defined, let's get started. Event data from the DMP keypad is passed to the OpenEye recorder over a local network connection. The recorder passes the event data onto OWS using its persisted secure connection, and OWS then generates alerts based on the event type and defined rule. OWS can send video push and email alerts to OpenEye Mobile, allow for DMP event monitoring and event search with OpenEye clients, and provide video integration and verification with the DMP virtual keypad. With the data flow overview complete, let's discuss the key benefits of the integration. A key benefit of the integration is the ability to receive email alerts and mobile push notifications based on any intrusion, zone, or access control event on a DMP panel. This provides users with greater insight into their business and operations. As an example, users may want to know whenever their business is opened or closed. They may also wish to know when a receiving, cooler, or warehouse door has been propped open or has been open for too long. Facility managers may wish to be alerted whenever a door is forced open or when an access control user attempts to enter an unauthorized area. The OWS integration with DMP will provide greater insight into these events by instantly delivering an email alert and/or mobile push notification, including the associated video. Another key benefit of the OWS DMP integration is video verification of alarms and other concerning events. Users may receive a mobile push notification, including the associated video, whenever an alarm condition is detected by the DMP system. This information can be used to visually verify the incident so the appropriate action may be taken. Users may also receive alert notification whenever motion is detected, a video analytic event occurs, or a traditional sensor device is triggered. Even more powerful is the ability to send these actionable alerts only when the DMP panel is in a particular state. For example, you may only wish to receive a particular motion alert if the panel is in an armed state, a disarmed state, or both. OWS provides this flexibility. The key point is that the OWS alerts engine can be automatically engaged based on the arming status of the DMP panel. An additional benefit of the integration is the historical event search. This search tool enables users to retroactively filter and review all DMP panel events. As an example, a user would be able to review the video from all business openings by filtering for panel disarms on a single user interface. A final benefit to discuss is the integration with DMP's virtual keypad service. When users subscribe to the virtual keypad service, they can review panel events, arm and disarm their systems, and view video from OpenEye cameras all through the virtual keypad mobile or thin client interface. This will enable most users to access the primary functionality from their intrusion, access control, and video systems through a single application. Now that we've discussed the key benefits of the integration, let's configure the DMP panel to send events to the OpenEye recorder. Let's set up the DMP panel using the Remote Link software. The setup is very easy to do and takes no time at all. OpenEye strives to simplify setup and usability with all of our products and features. Be sure to make note of the OpenEye recorder local IP address before continuing. Let's go ahead and launch the Remote Link software. Once you have launched the Remote Link software, you'll see the panel information screen. We need to record a few pieces of information here. First is the account number. Next is the remote key, followed by the IP address of the DMP panel and its port. Once all of that information has been recorded, go ahead and double-click on the name of the panel you wish to connect to. Then from the top, select Panel and Connect. Press Connect again, and you'll be given a message that everything has connected properly. Go ahead and say OK. Now it's time to program that panel. Very easy to do. Select Program, PC Log Reports. From PC Log Reports, make sure that all of the options are checked. Underneath Net Options, put in the IP address of the OpenEye recorder and port 2001. Again, all of the options get checked. The OpenEye recorder IP goes here and a port of 2001. Once completed, press OK. You have now programmed your panel. Now that we've configured the DMP panel to send events to the OpenEye recorder, let's add the DMP panel to the OpenEye recorder. The panel can be configured by logging directly into the local console, accessing the recorder locally with the thin client, or accessing the recorder remotely using the thin client. Let's add the panel using the thin client. After successfully logging into OWS, you'll be taken to the Management portal. This is where channel partners can view and access their customer accounts. Notice that the banner bar up top is orange. Locate the customer and choose Manage. From the options on the left, choose DMP Integration. If this option isn't present, please call OpenEye Sales and they can rectify the situation for you. Choose DMP Integration and verify that Enable DMP Integration has been checked and press Save. This is needed to set up the alert rules later on. Go ahead and press Manage Account again. Locate the customer again and this time choose Select. This will take you to the customer portion of the portal. Notice that the banner bar is now blue. Locate the recorder and choose Connect. Once connected to the recorder, locate the setup icon in the upper right and select it. From the configuration options, choose Intrusion. Let's add the panel to the recorder using the auto discovery method. This automated feature easily joins the DMP panel to the OpenEye recorder. To do so, verify that Enable Auto Discovery has been checked, and then press Save. The next thing you want to do is go to the keypad and generate a couple of events, armed, disarmed, etc. Then refresh the page. The panel will show up automatically. You can enter the panel and you can give it a name. You can then go ahead and select the camera that will be watching the keypad. This is the image that would be sent with alerts for arming and disarming. Make sure you put in that remote key that we recorded earlier and then press Sync Now. This is going to go sync up all the zones and areas with the DMP panel. Go ahead and press Save. If you refresh the page again, you'll notice that the zones and areas have now been added. If we go ahead and we take a look at areas, we can see that we would select the camera to associate with the area and then press Save. We can go to Zones and do the same thing from a setup perspective. Choose the cameras for each one of the zones, and then go ahead and press Save. If the DMP panel does not appear in OWS after trying to add it using the auto discovery function, here are some troubleshooting tips. First, verify that the IP address and port entered on the DMP panel in the PC logs section is the correct local IP address and port of the OpenEye recorder. Make sure all the option boxes are checked under PC logs as well. You can restart the DMP panel and reboot the OpenEye recorder. You can also generate an event from the DMP keypad and then refresh to see if the panel displays in OWS. If none of those options work, you can add the panel manually. Let's review how to add the panel manually. If the panel does not populate using the Auto Discovery feature, it can be added manually. To do so, select Add New Intrusion Panel. We have to fill in some information. First, let's give this panel a name. Next, under Protocol, select DMP. Underneath IP address, put in the IP address of the DMP panel that we recorded earlier. Underneath Camera, select the camera that will be viewing the DMP keypad. Remember, during an armed or disarmed event, this is the image that would accompany an alert. Add the account number we recorded earlier, and add the remote key. Go ahead and press Save. And the panel is added. Now that the panel is added, let's take a look at some of the other tabs across the top. Let's start with zones. All of the zones will be listed, their name, their number, the current state that they're in, the area they're associated with, and the associated camera. Areas are displayed similarly. The area name, the current state, and its associated camera. Attached devices follow suit. The device name, the type, the associated area, the associated camera. Very easy information to follow and to take a look at and maintain. What's really important is the key benefit here. Anytime that the name of a zone, an area, or a device changes, that information is passed from the DMP panel to the OpenEye recorder. If a new zone, area, or device are added, if one is deleted, that information again is synchronized between the DMP panel and the OpenEye recorder. This makes things very easy on the integrator and the end user, and again, it highlights the strength of the OWS DMP integration. Now that we've added the DMP panel to the OpenEye recorder, let's configure OWS alert rules for the DMP events. Let's take a look at some of the DMP event groups and the DMP event types that OWS can produce alerts for. As you can see in this chart, there is a great amount of detail that can be reported and alerted on. This much detail allows the end user to set up a wide variety of alerts that matter most to them. Because the integration is IP-based, adding, changing, or deleting an alert can all be done through OWS. There is no need to roll a truck. This is just another great part of the automation built into the OWS DMP integration. Let's look at some of the existing alerts I have set up and build a new one as well. Creating OWS alert rules for DMP events is a very simple procedure. Start by signing into OWS and select the customer. Let's create a very simple rule. Let's create an alert rule that lets us know every time the panel is armed. To do so, select Alerts and then Alert Rules. All of your existing alert rules will be shown. We'll look at some of these in just a little bit. To add a new rule, select Add New Rule. The first thing we need to do is choose the alert type. The arming of the panel is an intrusion alert. We select Next. Then we need to give this a name. Panel armed. Description, panel armed alert. Go ahead and say Create. Now we need to define the rule. Again, we just want to know every time the panel is armed. So the event group will be area, and the event type will be armed. Below there, we've said 7 days a week, please, 24 hours a day on this alert. We can also make this alert active. If we make the alert active, it will show in the active alerts section of this page, as well as include the word active in any email alerts that are sent. We'll discuss the active alerts feature in much greater detail in another video. Once we have our rules defined, we want to save them. With the rule saved, we're simply going to work our way down this left-hand side until we're finished. The next thing we're going to touch on is the recorders. So which recorders are included in this alert rule? Let's say Add Recorder. Here's my recorder and I can select that. I can also select this checkbox at the top that says automatically include all recorders in this alert rule. This is a really nice feature. If I check this box and I add another recorder up the road, that recorder too will be included in this alert rule. Very nice piece of automation from OpenEye here. Go ahead and select Add. We've now chosen our recorders. The next thing we need to do is choose the users who will receive this notification. I can choose individual users or groups. In this case, I want to alert all my regional managers anytime this happens. Choose it, select Add. Now we can go ahead and we can send emails to this group, or push notifications, or both. Let's stick with email right now. If I go to this bottom tab, again, we're going to see the name of this alert and its description. I like to go all the way down, re-verify everything, and then go back up. So I like the way this is named. I'm happy with the user group that's going to get this alert. I'm happy with the recorders that will be included in this rule. And the rule itself is set up very nicely. So that's how you would go ahead and build a rule. Now let's take this a step further. Let's assume that we would like this alert to include arming the panel and disarming the panel. We can do this very easily. Over here where we've defined the rule, we can stack more rules. If we press plus, we can add another layer of rule here. So again, I can say area, and then I can go ahead and I can say disarmed. Now, anytime the panel is armed or disarmed, this group will receive. Don't forget to press save. Very, very powerful here. Similarly, if I wanted to not receive these alerts 24/7, I can add timing schedules here. So I can hit the plus sign, and maybe I want to say Sundays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I want 24/7 reports. But on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, I only want to know about this from 2 p.m. until 6 p.m. And I can save that as well. Now we've made this a multi-conditional rule. You can stack many, many layers on here. Extremely powerful. That's how we would add a rule. Let's go back to alert rules. Here's some of our existing rules. You can sort these by the date they were created, or in this case, I'm going to sort these by type. This way I can group all of my access alerts, my health and intrusion, motion, etc. can all be grouped very nicely. So let's take a look at some of the existing alerts that are here. Here is a DMP system alert for all active alerts generated on all zone alarms. It's named. It has users that receive both push and email notifications. The recorder is selected. And this is the rule. So a simple zone alarm, all types, goes to that group of people between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. 7 days a week. Very flexible and very easy to set up. One of the other new powerful features within the OWS engine is the ability to set up alerts that only send based on the state of the panel. This is really, really neat stuff. Let's take a look at this motion alert. And let's assume that I have a camera that I like to receive alerts on when there's motion detected. I can set that alert up very easily, get my users together for it, pick the cameras that are involved, and then I can go ahead and define my rule. Now again, pretty easy here. We're just going to set the time and the days and the amount of seconds that the motion has to occur for. But here's the new magic. I can send that alert no matter what state the panel is in, if the panel is in an armed state only, or if the panel is in a disarmed state only. The key point is that the OWS Alerts engine can be automatically engaged based on the arming status of the DMP panel. With the OWS alert rules properly set up, let's review how to play and export video associated with the DMP events. Playing and exporting OpenEye video associated with DMP events is video verification at its finest. Video events are easily exported to the OWS cloud and can then be shared with anyone using any browser. Let's look at how we review alerts, play their associated video, and then export that video to the cloud. Let's start with an email alert. Here is an example of an email alert. In this case, a door opened alert. The account, the recorder, the camera, the zone, and the date and time are all clearly displayed in the body of the email. Below there is a snapshot of the event. The user then has the choice of viewing the video or viewing the details directly from their email. Let's go ahead and view the video. Notice we're going to be taken right into OWS, directly into the search and playback screen where we can now view this event. Reviewing this event is now very easy to do. Simply press play. You can begin to watch the video. You can go ahead and pause the video. You can use digital zoom and move around. You can come back out. Go ahead and play the video backwards. You can also speed up or slow down the video with the slider bar here as well. Again, very straightforward, very simple controls, keeping things easy on the end user so they can review their events quickly without a lot of steps. Exporting and sharing video is one of the strongest features of OWS. It's also one of the most easy to master. From the playback screen, make sure that your timeline is positioned at the beginning of the clip you wish to export. Then from the lower right-hand corner, select Export. The next thing we have to do is say how long the clip should be. Let's leave it at 30 seconds. Then we can choose Save to OWS or Save locally. Let's save this to the cloud. Give the clip a title and a description. And go ahead and say Export. The clip will now upload. You'll see an icon that indicates such. You don't have to wait for it to finish. Go ahead and continue what you need to do within OWS. Event search within Playback is another way to easily locate and review your panel events. Simply choose your date range, your event type, and the actual events, and apply your filter. In this case, I asked for all of my panel disarms in a certain date range. What this will do is allow me to very quickly review all the times somebody had come into the building after hours. So for example, at the top, we can see the first event, and you can see clips from the start, middle, and end. By simply jumping through this, I can very quickly review all the different times that people have come into the building after hours. Very, very simple to do. Very quickly, you can go through lists like this, and if you see something that's not quite right, simply go over to the playback and watch the video. Again, making things very, very easy is what OpenEye does best. Another way to review your OWS alerts is through Alerts History. Sign into OWS and select the customer. Then choose Alerts and Alert History. All of your alerts will be shown. On the right-hand side, if you hover over the camera icons, there will be snapshots of the alert. This allows you to quickly ascertain whether you want to look at the video or not. From a filtering perspective, we allow you to go in and change different event types. So perhaps all I want to see is my door opens. I can go ahead and I can apply that filter, and all I will see would be my door opens. This is very powerful. Change your date range, change your alert types. You can stack them as well. So maybe if I wanted my door opens and my door held opens, again, you can stack all of that and then get all of your returns below. Very powerful piece of software. Let's go ahead and clear these and we'll hide the filters. Once you've found a clip that you're interested in, go ahead and click View. This will bring you into the actual alert. Once inside of the alert, You can play it back, but there are other things. You can also acknowledge this alert. I've seen it, but I'm not done with it, so leave it open, or close it. I'm done with it. So perhaps I look, this is a normal event, and I'm just going to say this is a closed event, and I can just say this is a normal event. And I can go ahead and save that. If I go back to alert history, some additional icons have shown up for that particular alert. First is the comment. Second of all is the fact that it's been closed. And you can see that it's now grayed out. One final thing to mention. When we were building alerts earlier, we discussed that you can flag an alert as active. This makes sure that the word active appears on both the push and the email alerts, and these alerts get placed inside of active alerts. What this does is it allows you to take your most critical events and put them in a place where you can quickly get to them and attend to them. Active alerts are a very powerful feature of OWS and will be discussed in greater detail in a future video. Earlier, while discussing playback, we exported a video clip to the OWS cloud. Let's take a look at that clip now and discuss how to share it with others. Under Video, select Video Clips. Here's the clip that we uploaded. You can see its name, the recorder it came from, etc. Over on the right-hand side is the camera icon. There's the snapshot of the event. Here's the icon that would say if anybody's looked at it, and here's the icon that would show any comments. None of that has been done yet. Let's go ahead and go into this clip. Within this stored clip, you have a player to play that clip. You can edit public notes, which might be something along the lines of, "Hey Tom, my insurance guy, here's this person going out the back door." My internal notes would just be for myself and my coworkers. Let's share this video clip with others. OpenEye has made improvements to this feature set, and we're excited to show it to you. Start by selecting Add New Share. We need to enter an email address of the recipient. Now we have a new option, Set Expiration Date. I'm going to go ahead and set this expiration date for the 3rd of December. Why an expiration date? Sometimes information is sensitive. You want to give people access to it. At the same time, you don't want them to have access to it forever. This is a very simple way to simply allow users to have access to video clip for a certain amount of time, and then it will expire. You don't have to go back in and delete the clip after the fact. The access simply goes away. Very thoughtful. The next option has been around for a while. It's called Allow User to Download Video Clip. If this is an internal person you work with, you'll probably be okay with them downloading a clip that's been shared to the cloud. If this is a sensitive clip, a slip and fall for example, then you probably don't want to give people access to download the file. Rather just play it. This will preserve your chain of evidence. Finally, another new option is the ability to add text to the email, which I'm going to do now. Hi Jim, here's that clip for review. And then I can say share. So here we go. I've received my shared video clip email, and I'm going to select Watch Clip. Any browser you want to use will allow you to view this video. Very flexible and very simple. You can go ahead and press play. You have a simple slide bar where you can pause, slide things forward, slide things backwards. Go ahead and watch it full screen and come back out. Very simple, but again, using any web browser from any device, those who you want to share this clip with can view it. Now that we have successfully shared and viewed a clip, let's take a look at some of the new auditing features OpenEye has added to this functionality. Notice at the bottom, we now have audit information. I know who shared this video, who they've shared it with, if that person has viewed that video, if that person has permissions to download. This is really nice so that you can manage incidents as they happen and very quickly know that everybody involved has done what they need to do. The most obvious value to using the OWS DMP integration is video verification. There is nothing more powerful than backing up the data from an alert with proof-positive video. OWS alerts can be pushed to users, mobile devices, and central stations. Another very important thing to remember is that the integration is based on an IP connection across the local network. No physical contacts, wires, or relays are required between the DMP panel and the OpenEye recorder in order to receive alerts based on occurring panel events. If you wish to add another panel event or alert rule, you can do that remotely through the software and don't have to send a tech back on site to wire another physical connection in order to get that additional notification. One last important part of the OWS value proposition is that our recorder acts as a hub of sorts, collecting not only DMP panel events, but also sensor, motion, and analytic events, plus many other event types such as recorder or camera health. This concludes the OWS DMP Integration Overview. Join us for more informative videos. For more information on the OWS DMP integration, visit openeye.net. There's more to be seen.